back to the Enlightened Light Bearer, me, Sarah Williams, and this episode of Illuminations. This episode, we're covering something that is so exciting. We are covering fame and prestige, right? Everybody joins the Illuminati because you want wealth and fame. Okay, maybe not, but that's exactly how most of the scammers bring you to the Illuminati. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Sarah Williams, and I am an Illuminati member. And my project here is to read to you the Illuminations, which is the second book of the Illuminati. If you go to this this card right here. This card is going to get you to the Illuminatium, the First Testament of the Illuminati. That will help you listen through the First Testament of the Illuminati. And then we're going to have here Illuminations. So previous episode 1, which covered power and leadership, that will be tagged right there. And then we also have now the second chapter of wisdom from the greatest minds of this planet, and that is what Illuminations are. They are illumination. The name of the book is Illuminations, Wisdom from the Planet's Greatest Minds. And so this are little snippets for you to think about, for you to instill within your life, to learn from, to guide from, study the Illuminations, and move forward. Now, if you are interested in becoming an Illuminati member, then please go right here to this link, illuminatiofficial.org, and go ahead and join the organization or learn more about the organization. Please don't listen to the conspiracy theories. Please don't listen to what your friends said about it on the internet. If you're not talking about the Illuminati to a real Illuminati member who knows a bit about it, honestly, you're not talking to the right people. So get some education, get some wisdom, right? Because we are only as good as the knowledge that is in our minds. And so the first tenet of the oath of the Illuminati, the eternal oath, says to dedicate our minds to the discovery of knowledge. Honestly, guys, I appreciate you. I'm so glad you watch my videos, and I'm so glad you're here. And whether this is your first time here and you're wondering what the tags fame and prestige or the Illuminati are all about, and you're here, thank you. But the truth is much of what we see out in the world these days is mind-numbing entertainment or amusement, really meant to distract you and disconnect you from your path and from wisdom, true knowledge. So dedicating your mind to the discovery of knowledge says that you're a person that instead of mind-numbingly scrolling through TikToks or Facebook or Twitter or social media or even YouTube, that you're going after knowledge. And I hope to provide you some of that today. And that you're spending your time watching documentaries or learning from the past or using your brain for the betterment of yourself, your circumstances, and other people. And so let's go ahead and get right into it. Illuminations, wisdom from this planet's greatest minds, fame and prestige. Okay, fame and prestige. Here we go. After I'm dead, I'd rather have people ask why I have no monument than why I have one. Cato the Elder. Many kings have ordered for statues to be built in honor of their victories, only to have them torn down after their lives have ended. Who benefits from the endless heralding of one's own successes? If one is truly great, others will proclaim their greatness for them. Though you may see wealth and happiness in your life, focus on what you can continue to do rather than what you have done. It is wise to be proud of your achievements, but allow your reputation to speak of your magnificence instead of your words. Seekers of glory vanish the quickest. Build a better life for those around you, and they will build your monument. Next illumination. Fame usually comes to those who are thinking about something else. Oliver Wendell Holmes. The successful do not dwell on the opinions of reporters and fanatics. To the famous, fame is merely a side effect of their greatest achievements. Flashing lights and cameras are tools of the trade, windows for the public to gaze through as they search for people and things to seize their attention. Fame is simply a pedestal lifting up objects for others to desire. Seekers of fame rarely find good fortune. Instead, choose to create something that will be desired by many, and they will lift you up into the height of prominence on their own shoulders. Next illumination. It is dangerous to let the public behind the scenes. They are easily disillusioned, and then they are angry with you, for it was the illusion they loved. W. Somerset Maugham. Many wish to look through the windows of the wealthy and powerful, to study the recipe to their success. But those who have seen the inner workings of power are often disillusioned by their normalcy, imagining that there must be secrets and mysteries, but finding tedious simplicity instead. Though a queen speaks in front of millions, hundreds of assistants hide behind the curtains to ensure that she sounds and appears flawless. Every detail is planned and perfected to maintain the illusion that a star is better than others around them. Though the people desire to see behind the curtain, their disappointment is inevitable. A person's imagination is often more thrilling than the reality. Glory is like a circle in the water, which never ceases to enlarge itself, till by broad spreading it disperses to naught. William Shakespeare. Beware the seductive voice of glory. A single taste begins its addiction, driving a desire for more and more each day. Its first touch is like a finger pressing into a still pool of water, creating a ripple that grows larger until it reaches the edges. Once the ripple disappears, the stillness of the water suddenly seems insufficient to eyes that have already seen its movement. Like fame and glory, it yearns for more, the finger pressing into it again and again, until the water bounces with waves reverberating in all directions. Soon, the water is merely a violent tempest, as are the lives of the seekers of glory. If you seek power, prepare for its seductions. Though many fools drown in glory's pool, the cautious emerge clean. Okay, and our last illumination, this is for this chapter. Fame is an elusive thing, here today, gone tomorrow. The fickle, shallow mob raises its heroes to the pinnacle of approval today and hurls them into oblivion tomorrow at the slightest whim. Cheers today, hisses tomorrow. Utter forgetfulness in a few months. Henry Miller. Seekers of fame often find it but lose it just as quickly. Glory is built upon the whims of others, a never-ending facade that claims one person is better than another. It requires the attention of many to be focused on the actions of one. But there are many others who seek such attention, and their voices and achievements can suddenly grow like a tree that leaves your deeds lost in its shadow. When the eyes of the crowd have turned away, will you be left with anything? Fame and prestige are fickle companions. Enjoy their company, but never their loyalty. Seek them only if you are prepared for their eventual abandonment, and build more with your life than a monument that vanishes in the shadows of another's. Fame and prestige. We have completed that Illuminations chapter. Whoo! Do I know this one all too well? And honestly, I haven't had like crazy millions of followers fame, but I've had some. And I've walked down the pathway where, 30,000 people or so are influenced by the words that I say. And to me, that's a large number. And I'm so thankful for all of you. Okay. And so I've seen fame. I've been, loved as the sweetheart of cannabis because I was willing to put my face and everything on the line to be on the news for people, for the cannabis industry here in Alaska. I've known what it's like to be loved by, hundreds, thousands of people just because, I'm cute and I'm pretty and whatever. And I was willing to show my body. Okay? Superficial love at that. And I have known what it's like to have people, the artificial love of a following just fall away when all of a sudden you don't say what they want you to say, or you say things that bother them, or you do things that they don't understand, and they just shun you and move on to the next big shiny thing. So I know fame, and I know how finicky it can be. And in the beginning of my walk, in the beginning of my journey, man, did I base my entire self-worth upon what everyone thought of me. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, Lord. It was what everyone thought of me, and if I wasn't making everyone happy, then I was the problem. And my friends, let me introduce you to something called codependency. Okay, you can't make anybody happy. You can't make anyone feel anything. You are responsible for your own happiness, your own joy. If you don't know that truth yet, welcome to it. Okay. Well, see, but it took me a while to learn this. And in my marriage, when my husband stepped out, and then I stepped out, and I was looking for validation from every other man or woman out there because my husband was ignoring me. And it just, we weren't working as a relationship. And there's reasons for that. And next illumination is love and relationships. And I'm looking forward to that one, to give the commentary on that. But the wisdom that I've learned is that to be famous is simply to be liked in that moment for what you say or what you do or what you look like or what you represent. But people change, and public opinion quick to change. So if you base your self-worth upon what someone else, whether it be one or thousands or millions of what they think of you, or whether or not you're relevant or popular or whatever, then your life is empty. Your existence is empty. And when I found, this, Jesus, and right now I'm going to minister a bit, so if you're offended by my Christianity, God bless you and may you be healed. But I'm going to minister a bit, okay? When I found Jesus, I'm sorry, let me get that right. When he found me in a parking lot deep down in my bound darkness, and he found me and he set me free with salvation, and he has healed me, and I've done my part. I mean, I gotta be honest, I've done my part. I've fasted, I've prayed, I've read the word, I've stayed with him, I've changed my thoughts, I've taken captive of my thoughts, and I have destroyed sin and darkness out of my life. Okay, I've changed the words I speak out of my mouth. I am in self-control now. I live a lifestyle of worship and praise. I live a lifestyle that is devoted to the God that I serve. Okay, on a daily basis, and it's beautiful. Hasn't been easy, but it's been worth it. My gosh, has it been worth it? And when I began to design my identity, because how many of you, and if you can relate, I want you to hit the like button, I want you to subscribe. If you can relate, how many of you have defined who you are by what everyone else has decided you were or spoken over you? Like your parents, your teachers, mentors, relationships, husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, friends. They've said you're this, this, and this, and you have defined yourself by that. Huh. Whoa. Whoa. So, a big part of fame and prestige is understanding first a rock solid identity of who you are. Who are you? I am loved. I am chosen. I am called, and I am powerful. I am strong, and I am the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. Okay, I know my identity in Christ. I know the power that lives within me. Now, but I didn't always. Okay? I used to believe that I was worthless. I used to believe that I was a piece of, I'll watch my language. I used to believe that I was a piece of meat, that I was nothing but good for my body, that I had no brain that could get me anywhere. I used to believe that being smart was bad. I used to believe that my beauty was skin deep. And then I realized that although I'm still a sinner, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And I understand now that it's not my job to make anybody happy. It's not even my job to make me happy. Okay? It's my job to choose happy, but it's not my job to make me happy. It's my job to please my Creator and to please the light. That's my job. And that's what I take my identity in. So when you have that strength within you, my goodness, you don't need the opinions of others to toss in the waves to and fro. Oh, do they love me? Oh, they don't. Oh, did I get likes today? Did they look at my post and show me they appreciated what I did as a contribution? Don't care. Ooh, I got 10 views on a previous video. Yes, 10 of you watched this. Hallelujah. Okay? May it one day be millions? Excellent. I hope so. Okay? But I'm not doing this because I want the million fame. I'm doing this because there are humans out there like yourself that need to understand that the light is within you. And that you're worthy. You're worthy of more than what anyone on a social media post says. We must understand the key element of wisdom here is to understand that because fame is finicky, because the public, the people, will think of you the way they want to think of you. Okay? They'll think of you based on how they were programmed. Does that make sense? I look at the human species. I have a pastor who gets mad at me for this, but I look at the human species as a robot army, okay? Robots, though, of flesh and blood, and they have a unique light within each of them. However, that robot army of flesh and blood has been programmed from the second that they were conceived, from the time that sperm with its own DNA and that egg with its own DNA come together, okay? One coming from a boy, one coming from a girl, male, female, two sexes. Let's not get confused here, okay? So we have a baby. A baby is made. Yay! Sperm and egg. And we have human life. Boom. Everything from that second, that moment happens. And the Creator says, let there be life. Life happens. Life happens from that second on. And that child, which was once you and was once me, is programmed with the music your mother is listening to on the radio, with the radio waves and the satellite waves that are going around the atmosphere, with the food that your mother is eating or not eating, with the music, with the TV and television that your mother is listening to, okay? And then with the way your father is speaking to her or not, even in the picture, okay? The way her parents treat her about the pregnancy, okay? There's 9 months of programming that you, or even less if you were born early, that you don't consciously know or understand, but you are programmed. And then you're programmed with where you were born, to what family, under what circumstances, did you have money or not, was there constant struggle, and then as your life goes on, did you experience trauma? Who didn't? Welcome to a fallen world, okay? But that programming is what made up you and your responses to other people, whether they're famous or not. So if you can get above that, and you can look at a human being and go, whoa, whoa, I don't quite understand why they're reacting this way. But instead of getting mad at them or getting offended, I'm gonna step back and go, they were programmed different than I was. Okay, cool. And love people for the fact that they're simply human and part of the same species as you. Well, that makes all the sense in the world, doesn't it? But in order to do that, we have to have self-awareness. We have to see us as one part of the universal design, but not the only part and not the central of it. Okay? You're not the center, and everybody doesn't just roll around you. Right? We have to see all of us together as one unified species, together working for unified goals, but with an intention upon loving each other, because we have self-awareness, right? That's the goal. So fame and prestige, really, of course, it's something that I seek, but it's not something that I seek because I want it for, ooh, how good would it feel? Actually, it kind of sucks, to be honest, to have people rail on you because you have a different opinion than they do, and to have to rise above that and to be kind in the way you do that. At least that's the kind of leader I am. But to realize that if you have something worthy of sharing with the people, don't back down. Don't back down. Go after it. Get it. And share it. And if somebody's going to speak against you, hey, at least they're talking about you. Okay? But don't let it discourage you. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. It's vitally important that you understand that. Okay, so that's fame and prestige. What are some of your thoughts? Put those in the comments. Do you seek fame, and tell me why? I am curious. Everyone has their reasons. For me, it's because hemp pays for healthcare. As a healthcare initiative and a prison reform initiative and a homeless population initiative, this social initiative, hemp pays for healthcare initiative, is why I seek fame, power, and prestige. Okay? But it's not because I want it for my own personal glory. I don't. I really don't. I'm a very private person. I used to not be, but social media will do that to you. But now I've come to realize, though, that without fame and prestige, I can't make my initiative help the people. So let's go. Let's put my face all over the place, and let's get this initiative out to the people. Because we have to save our planet, and we have to heal our people, and everybody deserves health care, and our planet needs hemp. So anyway, that's for another thing. Hemp pays for healthcare. You can go over to that YouTube channel and check out some of the initial. I haven't posted anything in a bit, but I'm going to get back onto that. So that's it. Fame and prestige. That's my story. Much love to all of you. I love you. Be blessed. And until next time, follow the light. Yeah.